special topic. Rush County Prosecutor Mr. Cavadis is going to join us for a discussion. Before we have the discussion, I would just like to say a few things. First of all, this is a serious and a sensitive topic. We would ask that you maintain maturity and discipline as you listen to this conversation. Teachers, if you find that students are unable to maintain maturity or discipline, please feel free to send them to the office. Students, if you have questions after this presentation, please be sure to see a teacher or an administrator. Thank you.
Sexting has been a big issue all across the nation, and many people do not know the dangers. Teen sexting has many consequences, including trouble with school and the law that most teens are unaware of. Here is a video brought to you by Lions Live video production crew to educate teens on the dangers of sexting, with special guest Rush County Prosecutor Philip Cavadis.
It just depends on your definition, but when we're talking about criminal law, it's photographs or video. They can get really severe when you're talking about, especially when you're talking about high school age students and younger. Just possessing a photograph on your phone can be a level 6 felony, which is punishable by up to 2.5 years in prison. Sending that, they call that dissemination. If you show it to somebody, if you send it to somebody else, it can be a level 5 felony, which is up to 6 years in prison. So it's fairly serious consequences for even possessing that, let alone distributing it to other people.
The most common age group for teens sexting would be probably around, in my opinion, 12 to 18, because that is a pivotal age where girls and guys feel like they need to do stuff that's stupid to fit in with their fellow peers.
Well, it's getting younger and younger. It started out in the past, it was older kids, and now we're seeing it in junior high and 11, 12-year-olds. And when you're talking about people that age, it jacks up the penalties to higher levels that are more than 6 years that we're talking about. And those types of situations, obviously, we take more seriously than others.
No, I don't think that I should be guilty for sending a picture. I think she should be guilty for sending it around. Well,
not just as guilty, but you are in a situation where you could be charged with a crime. So it would be a slightly different crime, a little lower level, but than the other person that's sending it out to people. And the prosecutor and police investigators and judges, they have discretion on what they do in those different situations to deal with the problem. But just on a technical basis under the law, you're going to be treated as you could be treated as a criminal, just the same as the person that's kind of maliciously sending it out.
I'm honestly not sure on how long you'd get in trouble for or the consequences for it.
Under this statute, it goes from everything from a level 2, which is the most severe under this statute type of felony. They kind of go in reverse order. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 are the felony charges, and all of them are felony charges under the statute. There aren't any misdemeanors. So they go anywhere from the 2.5 years as a maximum sentence to 30 years as a maximum sentence.
If I was to send inappropriate pictures of myself to my boyfriend, then my parents would be disappointed in me. I could get in trouble with the law, the school. This would be with me forever.
It can follow them forever. I think that's the biggest point to make when you're even outside of legal consequences and going to jail or probation and those types of situations, even if you're not even charged. I just think if these types of things don't go away, even if somebody deletes them, people have access to them, they can follow them around from that perspective. But legally, if you get charged with child pornography, that's going to follow you forever, and you can spend the rest of your life explaining to somebody that it was a sexting situation. I'm not really into kiddie porn, but good luck with that.
I think whatever consequence that you get, you probably deserve because you knew what you signed up for when you sent around the picture.
Depending on a conviction or not and what your age is and the situation, you could be registered as a sex offender, but even if you're not, the arrest is going to be on your record. It's really hard to get rid of. Even if you do expungement and try to get rid of those records, they exist somewhere and people can find them. And employers, schools especially, will search those before taking you on as an employee or giving you a scholarship or letting you into their institution. So those types of things are oftentimes more serious than a juvenile charge or even a criminal charge, because it's just going to follow you as far as you go. The only other thing I would say is just in all these situations, when these photos come out and school officials or parents or whatever get involved and they complain about it, I'm going to look at those photos, judges are going to look at those photos, police are going to look at those photos. parents, school officials, if you don't want a bunch of middle-aged men looking at your naked photographs, don't take them, don't distribute them to anybody, because when it comes out, that's a humiliating consequence that has nothing to do with whether the case advances or not. All those types of people are going to be looking at those photos to make that determination, and that's a humiliation that I don't think anybody in school wants to have.
As you have seen, sexting has major consequences that can affect your life forever. We hope that by seeing this video, it will encourage teens to not abuse their social media, cell phones, and other types of technology. This has been Reese Grocox on Lions Live. Have a great day, RCHS.